Namaste. Today we will be talking about Volvo case study. We had some details on the Southwest Island. It's a successful case study, doing well. But there are case studies where we see failures after success in the beginning of the self-managed team. Today we will discuss on a case study of Volvo. Mr. Pehr G. Gyllenhammar in the early 70s took the role of chairmanship in Volvo. He had a great vision and focused on people. While he always says companies are there to make profits and they should, people always matters. He used the concept of self-managed teams or self-directed teams and eliminated complete assembly line concept, saving millions of dollars.
I also called a council of blue-collar workers and some white-collar workers. Because the blue-collar workers, when I moved there, I said, I will see to it that they are the best and that they have a very good environment. And that is my motto.
As you make these changes to Volvo, as you make it more agile, more lean, you put together a council of blue-collar workers. What are the results that you see? Or rather, you can even speak about it in the reference to your book. Let's speak about how the book is divided and broken down, and maybe that will give a little bit more structure for some of the things that we can chat about too.
Well, you go ahead. You've seen the book.
No, that's fair. So as some of these come out, as you start building out some of these actual processes and programs, what is the result that you see when you put unionized blue-collar workers? Is this something, and I want to put it in perspective for today's listener, for today's reader.
Yeah.
Was this a commonplace in your time, or was this groundbreaking?
It was groundbreaking because the automotive industry around the world, in the United States, in Europe, and England and France and Germany, you had the assembly line.
Yeah.
I started a new plant, because we needed more capacity, that had no assembly line. It had assembly, but it didn't have an assembly line, so it was not moving. The blue-collar workers didn't have to move with the assembly line. They could stay and they could do their mandate, which was at least 20 minutes for a team of 9 to 10. And that made it more interesting for them. It was more demanding. They put together part of a car and the engine and the transmission and the whole system. And there were about three to four teams who could do the whole car. And that was new. And I had interest from people from outside Sweden at the time. Our biggest market was already in the United States. And when we opened the plant, Henry Ford asked if he could come and visit, and he did. And the head of the Auto Workers Union, he also came and wanted to see it. So I had those two at the same time, and also the Prime Minister of Sweden who almost came.
This case study is also an important towards self-managed team, well researched by Sandberg. The plant was unique and outstanding in the human-centeredness and the quality of work, with groups making whole car based on theories of holistic human learning, a blend of socio-technical theory. The plant also introduced advanced computer-aided technology in logistics and planning to supply the teams with the components that they needed to build a specific car in the most efficient way. But it was closed after 4 years. A learning of self-managed team, Uddevalla model was designed for lean production in its endeavor to achieve customer-specific requirement. Quick delivery helps the worker as well as bringing the involvement and learning. This team, like all others in the plant, had no supervisor, and the first level managers and the 7 other teams in the workshop was on vacation. The groups would clearly manage their own work. The approach is unique, a shift from Fordist to Volvism. Uddevalla Plant is an important example to that of lean production. Uddevalla model is similar to that of a lean production in its efforts to achieve customer orientation, quick delivery, as well as worker involvement and learning. The number of operators was reduced from 700 to 9. There were 80 teams, each with 8 members and no supervisor. The Metal Work Union had foresight and supported from beginning. They called as good work.
At Kalmar, we want to create a manufacturing facility which, without any sacrifice of efficiency or profitability, will give employees the opportunity to work in groups, to communicate freely with each other, to shift between jobs, to feel a genuine identification with the product and a responsibility for quality, and to influence their working environment. It was towards these goals stated by the president of the Volvo Group that the project group behind the Kalmar plant was to work. Experienced employees from other Volvo units also took part in the project, likewise experts from other entirely different spheres. This Volvo design carrier is the key to the production system used here in Kalmar. It is controlled by electrical impulses from cables concealed in the floor. It thus acts as a means of transport, as an information carrier, and as a working platform. There are two models, one low and one high. The holding device of the low one can be tilted through 90 degrees to make it easier to work on the underside of the body. The shape of the carrier has been specially designed to make all parts of the car body easily accessible. These carriers are battery powered and charged overnight, ready for the next day. An automatic. Each team is responsible for the quality and follow-up of its own work. Responsibility has thus been decentralized and redelegated extensively. Apart from these team controls, there is a thorough final inspection of the whole car before it leaves the plant. Cars manufactured in a good working atmosphere by skilled people who have a say in their own working situation end up by being good cars.
Why then the Uddevalla plant closed? The reason for failure based on this study are Volvo had excess capacities and preferred to close smaller and young plant and return the large Torslanda plant in Gothenburg. In Volvo, internal organizational politics were in the battle of ideas. It is as a silent feature where traditionalists and innovators were encouraged. Volvo internal cost comparison was questioned when it was favoring Uddevalla plant. The trade union felt loss of control and felt union role is a cradle in difficult times to retain jobs. Further, Uddevalla local unions were always dependent upon the Volvo group level unions about information, strategic decision making bodies. Renault Volvo cooperation made Uddevalla uncompetitive. Further evident during the collapse of the alliance, it was a case of two production culture colliding, corporate level support and commitment in the expensive new plant and to its potential in terms of market aspects and human aspects were neither strong nor sustainable. Without a corporate vision and a unique way to build positive strategy and support, great performance was not enough for the Uddevalla plant to prove it had a place on a crisis-struck car market in 1986. Uddevalla and Kalmar best practices was not encouraged in any of the Volvo plants globally. This led to no Volvoism. The main reason for this, it had no layout. While every had assembly lines layout, there was no scope for standardization and replicability. While NUMI's success was standardized, lean and enriching, reflecting production by good work, did not go well. Toyota's success is due to low profit margin and lower bank interest rates. Scandinavians had just the opposite. More knowledge has expected from each member in the terms. There was lack of technical knowledge within the seniors. They had to learn. All this led to collapse of the first self-directed team in the car industry. The learning and innovative approach in a difficult unionized era is appreciable. A tribute to Pehr G. Gyllenhammar and his words are important for values to build a self-managed teams.
What does success mean for you?
Success means many different things, but the most important thing is that the people I serve and the people I work with feel that they get something, even if it is against them. The wind blows the other direction. That they have the faith to believe and to stand by and to work and do good things, irrespective of how it fares, and that there is a good intention behind everything they are asked to do or hoping to do. So I think that's the most important, and integrity and independence, I think, are very valuable, and freedom from bias. Because if you have those three, you will do well.
In 2003, I visited Volvo headquarters at Gothenburg. After the meeting, I requested for permission to visit Uddevalla Plant. There was silence from the other side. That's the history now. Jai.